Hi, movie fans.
And Santa Clarita Valley fans.
And welcome to another episode of SCV In the Movies, the show that brings you the best of both worlds. I'm EJ Stevens.
And I'm Bill West.
And we're thrilled to bring you another example of a classic movie shot here in the SCV, a 1931 Western called The Hard Hombre.
Our movie features an actor who I consider to be one of the big four cowboy stars in early Santa Clarita cinema, those being William S. Hart, Tom Mix, Harry Carey, and the star of our presentation, Hoot Gibson.
Another SCV star you'll recognize is the Valley's own Vasquez Rocks, so watch for that famous location, and we'll be back to point out more local landmarks here on SCV In the Movies.
And talk it over peaceful. I'll see you get a square deal. Them skunks don't want no square deal. They're trying to steal our range. Skunks, are we? Goodbye, Peaceful. What'd you call him? Peaceful Patton. His mother raised him not to fight.
Fighting's bad enough on weekdays. On Sunday, I ought to wring your neck.
Hello, Mother.
William.
Gee, you look first rate. How you been?
William, what brings you home? You wrote me you had a good job and that everything was going well.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't have taken that job if I'd known there was a cattle war in the making. When the boys started fighting, I had to quit.
William, I'm proud of you for living up to my teachings. And now, you're just in time to take me to church. That is, unless you'd rather rest after your trip.
Now, Mother, you know there's nothing I'd rather do than go to church with you.
There you are, son.
Thanks. You all ready?
All ready.
Gee, you look sweet. Hey, Sheriff. Here comes the hard hombre that robbed me and broke my nose to boot.
Why, that ain't the hard hombre. That's Peaceful Patton, the sturdiest young man in these parts.
That's the hard hombre or I'm a cross-eyed liar.
Morning, Miss Patton.
Morning, Sheriff.
Howdy, Peaceful.
How are you, Sheriff? Say, by the way, do you know of a good job for a reliable young man?
I do know of a range foreman's job out in Socorro County, if you don't mind working for a woman.
What sort of a woman?
A Spanish widow, ma'am. Comes from a very fine family.
William, it isn't every day that you can get a chance to work for a nice, respectable widow.
That's right, Mother.
Her name's Sonora Martini. Head over the Sonora County and ask your way into the old Martini Rancho.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Still think he's the hard hombre?
No, but it was the old lady that convinced me. That boy of her looks as much like the hard hombre as one rattlesnake looks like another.
Now you get the job with the widow woman. Then I won't have to worry about you. I know you're safe and out of danger.
Oh, I better start right away.
You'll do no traveling on Sunday.
Oh, of course not, Mother. I guess the old lady Martini's would be just as glad to see me on Monday. ¿Cómo está, señor?
Muy bien, gracias, señor. ¿Cómo está usted?
May I come in?
Oh, certainly.
Gee, that's the prettiest music I ever heard.
What do you want?
Good afternoon. I came after that ranch foreman's job.
Oh. Wait in the other room. I'll see you in a moment.
Yes.
Why, dear Marie, I have never heard of such a thing.
What's the matter?
A man walks into my house, makes himself perfectly at home, just because he hears that I need a ranch foreman.
It is very unsurprising.
Enterprising. I'll give him a chance to prove it. I'll send him over to Barlow to get back the cattle they stole from me.
Isabel, you wouldn't send that man alone over there. He will be killed.
No?
No, Isabel, now, listen.
Senor, you wish to work here?
I certainly would like to.
Very well. You can have the job and name your own salary. If you can carry out orders.
I suppose That's all right with your mother.
My mother? I am the Senora Martinez. This is my neighbor, the Senora Romero.
Oh. I'm William Penn Patton. Could I have my order, Senora?
Go to the DT Bar Ranch. It's right to the north. And get back 30 head of my cattle from Joe Barlow. Of course, if you can't get back my cattle when they stray, you are not the man for the job.
That's right. And if I do get them back, I am.
Have you a gun?
Oh, no. And if I did have, I wouldn't use it. I draw the line at fighting. I'll try and get them back peaceful.
All right. Adios, senor.
You shouldn't have done that. He'll get into trouble.
Oh, he annoyed me.
What are you doing on this range, stranger?
I'm looking for 30 head of Martini's cattle.
You've got to follow that road to the ranch house and talk to Mr. Joe Barlow. He don't tolerate any sightseeing on this range.
All right, partner. Howdy, partner. Who are you?
I'm Joe Barlow's boy, and I can lick my waiting wildcat.
Well, that's great. Is your dad home?
Yeah, he can lick his waiting grizzlies.
Well, you want to ride?
Can I hold the reins?
Sure. There you go. Take right a hold of him.
The Martinez man coming to see you, Joe. I sent him around a long way of the road.
So he wants the Sonora's 30 head, eh?
Yeah.
Here he comes. Hold it.
Howdy. Is Mr. Joe Barlow here? I'm from the Senora Martinez. I want 30 head of her cattle.
They got mixed into a shipment I sent last week. Come on down, Sonny.
I don't want to get down.
I'm obliged to ask you to pay for those cattle if you haven't got them, Mr. Barlow.
Well, under the circumstances, I can't refuse. Satisfactory?
Kind of generous, aren't you? You enjoy your ride, partner?
The nerve of it.
Why? Who is he?
The Hard Hombre.
No wonder you were scared of him with little Joey.
He couldn't lick his waiting tadpole.
Senor Patton, he said he'd come back and from the Barlow Ranch to make report to you.
Did he bring my cattle back with him?
I don't see any cattle. No, senor.
I doubt very much whether he went near Barlow's. Show him in. Well, how about my stock?
Why, Mr. Barlow says he shipped your cattle to market, but...
That's enough. I told you you must bring my cattle back here if you wanted a job on this ranch. Good night.
Good night, senora. By the way, I suppose I should keep the money.
What money?
Your money. As long as I couldn't get the cattle, I let him pay for them.
That doesn't sound very much like Barlow.
Oh, he has a reputation, huh?
What did you do to him?
Nothing.
But how did you get this money?
I took it.
Won't you sit down?
No, thanks.
Don't you smoke?
My mother doesn't approve.
Oh, I see. Would your mother very much object if you had a little glass of wine?
Oh, I'm sure she would.
What an unusual man. Oh, come now. Tell me, how did you get this money away from Barlow?
I told you.
Oh, no. You held him up and took it away from him, didn't you?
He seemed right glad when I gave him a chance to pay for him.
Very well, senor. Good night.
Don't forget, I take charge of your ranch in the morning, you know.
I keep my agreement. Just a minute. Why didn't you walk out with this money when I wouldn't listen to you?
Why should I?
Say, boss, that there Hard Hombre is going to work for that Martinez outfit.
Don't I know it?
Is it worth a month's pay if I get rid of him?
2 months' pay.
I'll pay.
Ain't he bloodthirsty, though?
Yeah, it's too bad he's got to go in his prime like that.
I'll tell the coroner it was suicide.
Shut up, you Rannikins. Get out of the way and give me a chance to make my play. Hard Hombre is riding this way now.
Hey.
Got him. Come on, and I'll show you the remains.
Well, I saw him fall off his horse with both eyes. You better quit drinking, then. I can have told you he was bulletproof. If he ever finds out... Hey! One of you careless cowboys owes me a new hat.
Has Mr. Patton come in yet?
Not yet. I'll tell him you're waiting for him.
I'm not waiting for him.
What's this, Senora?
Oh, hello, William. What is it, William?
I'm getting worried about water for the cattle. You know, the range is getting pretty dry.
William, I rely on you to look after my cattle. You know, I trust you very much. Isn't there something else you'd like to tell me?
No. Nothing I can think of.
Very well. Good night.
Night, Senora.
William!
Bill's all right.
William, come here. After this, you may report to me in the morning, as long as you have nothing to say that is worth listening to.
Oh, gee, I'm awfully sorry. These evenings have meant so much to me.
I never noticed that I ever meant anything to you at all.
Any orders, Senora?
That will be all for this evening, William.
Yes, sir.
I say it was plenty for any evening.
Well, I couldn't help it.
No. And you know the boss is?
But you forget the deal I made when he started to work here. I said I would pay him whatever he wants.
Oh, Isabel. Oh, you need a chaperone. You need an old-fashioned duenna.
A duenna?
Yes.
To keep William in his place?
Certainly.
If you only knew. Don't worry about William. He's so safe, he isn't even interesting.
Oh, he seems to be a very enterprising young man when you hire him.
I thought so, too.
Well, the plot thickens for old Hoot.
Yeah, you know, I'm a fan of Hoot Gibson, but I have to confess, some of his movies can be a bit creaky and slow-moving. But this one really moves along, and it has humor, which was the thing Hoot Gibson really pioneered in early Westerns. His more serious movies can be tough going, but this one is played strictly for laughs, and I think, well, it's a hoot.
You just had to say that, didn't you?
Absolutely could not resist.
Well, tell us a little bit more about Hoot Gibson, Bill.
Well, his real name was Edmund Richard Gibson.
Well, smart move changing that, I think, yeah?
Yeah, probably so. He got the nickname Hoot because he used to be a delivery boy for the Owl Drug Company, and it stuck. But he actually started out as a ranch hand working with horses, and later as a rodeo stunt rider. And you can see this when you watch his riding later on in the film.
Well, yeah, in our movie, he seems more comfortable with horses than with the senorita.
Yes, yeah, although like I mentioned, he did have a knack for comedy, despite his career starting out on kind of a bad note.
And what was that bad note?
Well, because of his writing skills, he was hired in 1910 by a director named Francis Boggs, who wanted a cowboy star who had been a real cowboy. So he hired Hoot Gibson and another fella you may have heard of, Tom Mix.
Vaguely familiar.
Yeah. Now, Boggs mostly is forgotten, but he shouldn't be. He was the first director to make a movie in Los Angeles. Wow. And so that was, you know, he was on his way up, and Boggs liked Hoot and hired him for his next picture. But then, unfortunately, that Hollywood connection ended for Hoot because Boggs was shot and killed by a deranged studio employee who also wounded the producer, William Selig, when Selig tried to take the gun away.
Wow.
Despite that awful start, Hoot continued to get hired by others, but mainly he still considered acting a sideline and continued to appear in rodeos. Later, though, he began working with a couple of names we know, John Ford and Harry Carey, and then his career really took off. At times, his popularity was second only to Tom Mix when it came to Westerns. All the while, he continued with his passion for horses and rodeos, and eventually bought a rodeo arena in Saugus called the Baker Rodeo Ranch.
Which sounds vaguely familiar.
Yep. The same place was later bought by the Bonelli family in 1937, who turned it into the Saugus Speedway. And in 1963, that family made it the home of the Saugus Swap Meet.
Now, the Speedway stopped quite a few years ago, correct?
Yeah, in 1995 the races stopped, but you can still enjoy the swap meet there. So now going back in 1937, about the time Hoot sold that ranch, that was roughly the time Hoot's career began to fade. He invested his earnings poorly, spent a lot of money on high living like a lot of stars did. His last film role was in 1960, where he played a small, uncredited part in the Rat Pack movie Ocean's 11.
Wow.
Yeah, around that time, though, he was becoming very ill, and he scratched out a meager living being a Las Vegas casino greeter and occasional carnival worker.
Pretty sad.
Yeah, for such a natural talent with both horses and humor.
Well, let's get back to those horses and humor on this movie, Hard Hombre.
Yeah, but wait a second. The next segment, watch for the cabin that appears several times on the disputed property. And look for the one large sprawling oak tree with the two main trunks.
I think I know where you mean. And let's see if you folks recognize that spot here on SCV In the Movies.
You ever see this country so dry before? One?
Si, senor. About 20 years ago, all the water was gone from the land. At first, the cattle bellowed day and night for water. Wherever I went, they watched me, asking for water with their eyes. So one day, we shot and shot till I had no living cow or horse. Dios mío.
Well, that's not going to happen to the Senora's cattle.
But what can we do, senor?
I got an idea. Come on back to the house. Senor.
Antonio, ven aquí! Ven aquí, Antonio! Pronto! 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 Basta! Signora, Isabel! 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 Is that man here?
You mean that?
No, I mean the hard hombre, the outlaw, murder, renegade that have been thrust in him.
I don't understand.
Listen for the description. 5'10", blue eyes, good looking, left-handed, and pleasant personality.
Sound like reason.
Kid Williams is left-handed.
Oh,
If he's left-handed, you are not safe with him for one moment.
wanted for 5 murders, including that of his sweetheart, Maria Guadalupe. But that can't be William.
But it cannot be anyone else. I remember how funny he has acted when he come here for work with you the first time.
Hey,
Did he ever go to town any payday and get drunk like any honest cowpunchers? Oh, no. He's afraid he would be recognized. And remember how he gets the money from Giovanni? Now, do you think a man like Giovanni will give the money to a man like that if it was not the hard hombre? Ah.
There may be something you have to say. See, if he isn't left-handed.
I bet you he's left-handed. When I saw that, like a flash, he come to me while he come to live here in your house to work for you. He said to himself, I get me a nice widow, wealthy woman, and I act gently with her, and one night, when she's all alone, I get into her room, and I strangle her, and she cannot scream. Oh!
Oh, pardon, Senora. I didn't know you had company. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, it's a matter of branch business that I've got to talk over with you alone.
Oh, no, William. Anything that you would have to say about the ranch, dear Maria, she can hear it.
Oh, no, I must be going.
No, you stay here, dear Maria. No, you stay.
No, I must be going, dear. I'm sure.
Oh, it's much better. It's too late for you to go to your ranch now. You stay here with me.
No, darling, I will not put the world against the door. I must be going.
Wait. As soon as I'm finished with the Senora, I'll take you home.
No.
Oh, dear Maria.
Just a minute. What I've got to talk over with you is very important, and we've got to settle it right away.
It's all right, William. You wait here just a minute, please. Will you please open that door?
I don't want anybody to know what I'm going to do.
Oh,
Shall we sit down?
no, please, just a minute.
Who's that?
Oh, come back. Dear Maria, she said I should give you a message right away. What is it? She says she's going to Rancho Town, and she will send the sheriff's tag.
That's a funny message.
Yes, very funny.
Now that we're all alone,
Oh, no, please.
I want to get your permission to leave right away.
What?
Your permission to go away.
Oh, yes, of course, you would.
You see, your cattle are going to die of thirst unless I can find a new range for them. Now, I know a valley down on the Green River.
And you want to go right away, don't you?
I want to be the first one in there so I can tie the range race up for your stock. That's why I'm in a hurry.
Yes, that's a very good reason. I'll have to get started, eh?
Now, don't you boys worry about the cattle. Silvero left this afternoon to get range rights where there's water. I'll bet he's halfway to Green River already.
Si, senora. If the cattle stop now, they may live to reach the Green River.
I'll ride ahead and get range right for them. I'm starting now.
Do I go too? No?
Oh, no, Juan. You are the only man I can trust. Take charge. And now that the Hard Hombre is gone, you and the boys bring on the cattle tomorrow.
Si, senora. Si, senora. Vamos.
Fine morning, men. Any place I can get any breakfast around here?
There's a settler's shack right over there. What's the matter with you? Haven't you got any eyes in your head?
Thank you, stranger. Howdy, Brother Barlow.
Howdy.
You know that fella?
Yeah. That maverick you was trying to get on the prod is the Hard Hombre.
Is that really the
Is that the Hard Hombre? Yeah, that's him, all right. Absolutely deadly to men and women alike.
Gosh. They say that he's done a killing for every year of his life. He started in with his own daddy.
Morning. How's the chance of me getting a bite of breakfast?
I'm too busy to get any breakfast for a lazy cowpuncher.
I'll pay.
Oh,
Say, who do I see about buying the range rights up in this?
Ain't no more range rights for sale around here. Them cattlemen's bought up the whole valley already.
Thanks.
Say, he's a right deceiving fellow. He's the meekest and mildest man that ever lived. He gets into action. Here it comes down.
I'm looking for some range rights. Seems like I'll have to make a deal with some of you gentlemen.
You can have what I bought up. You caught me in. Me too. Don't forget now, I offered you mine first.
Oh, I'm sure surprised it. See you fellas so obliging.
You can have half of mine.
No, that wouldn't seem quite fair to you.
Did you hear that? Don't seem fair to you. That's what he said just before he killed Bill Blake.
Gets at the Dodge if he offers to toss a coin. He'll go for a coin, come up with a gun. That's how I got those two men down in Red Rock.
Don't listen to him, partner. You take my range, and don't forget who give it to you.
I reckon there's only one way to decide who I'll do business with. I'll flip a coin. Say, what's eating you fellas? Heads I take Barlow's, tails I take the tall guys.
Yeah. What would you do with your cattle if he had taken your range? I'd rather lose my cattle than to lose my life, wouldn't I? He's bound to kill somebody unless he gets what he wants. Reckon you're right. It wouldn't be the Hard Hombre if he didn't kill someone.
Hey, you. Listen to me. I'll look this range over, decide on what I want. We'll talk business after I come back.
Yes, sir. All right, partner. Suit yourself. Wasn't that close?
He'll be back pretty soon. We better agree on some way to handle him.
I'd give $1 million if I had his nerve.
If you had his nerve, you wouldn't need $1 million. No, you can always find some poor suckers like us to rob.
What say we shoot it out with him?
You can if you want to, but me, I've got a family.
Yeah, if you want him shot, why don't you do it yourself, Barlow?
Fine day, gentlemen, eh?
If you're looking for range, you're out of luck. It's all took.
You mean I'm too late to save my cattle?
That's the size of it. You might as well go home, Sonora. It ain't very safe up here anyway with a hard hombre around.
Is he here?
There he comes now.
Howdy, senor!
Don't let on who I am.
But they already know you are the hard hombre.
Go pick up the lady's horse. Ain't you got no eyes in your head?
Yes, sir.
Mom! Here comes the hard hombre now.
The lady.
Yes. Good evening, sir. I hope you're feeling well. What can I do?
Well, won't you come in and sit down and supper, sir?
I'm working for this lady. I want accommodations for her.
Why, of course, certainly.
Come right in, Mom. Supper's just ready.
Can I do anything else for you?
Yeah. Seeing you're so hospitable, I reckon you can cook supper for all of us.
Why, we'd be delighted. Certainly, sir. Come right in. That's enough. What do you want to eat?
You have some more?
What'd you say?
I
don't understand just what you mean. Well, I'll tell you how it was. Well, me and my girl went for a ride one day. Started racing on a flat. The horse stumbled, threw her all over the prairie. When I got to her, she had a broken leg.
What'd you do?
The only thing I could do. Pulled out my gun and shot her.
What, the horse?
No, the girl.
Poor Kate. That was murder.
The only thing you can do with a critter with a broken leg. That's why I was so worried about you when your horse bolted with you this afternoon.
He missed his calling. He should have been a public hangman.
Yeah.
Was it you wondering how I happened to get called a hard hombre?
Who, me? I'm curious about your affairs.
You know, that's another funny story. Happened back in San Antonio. My father started to give me a whipping once, and,
What for?
for killing a man, of course. Well, I knocked the old man down and shot him twice before he hit the ground. My mother said it took a hard hombre to do a thing like that.
I once thought I was tough.
Now, this is your side, and this is his.
All right, senora. You gone to bed yet?
Why, no.
Well, I got something I want to say to you.
Well, William, now what a surprise you turned out to be.
You believe all that stuff I was telling at supper?
Yes, of course I believe you. I wouldn't call you a liar. And to think that I bossed you around so much and never knew who you were. Is that the gun that you did so many killings with?
Well, that's the only gun I ever owned.
It doesn't look like it's been used very much. Let me see it.
Sure.
Now, you get out of here, you disgusting reptile. You get out or I'll pull a trigger.
Go ahead, pull it. Now, let me show you. You see, with this kind of a gun, you have to pull this hammer back first. Then you pull the trigger. But not now. You know, I had something I was going to tell you, Senora. But I've changed my mind. Good night. Pleasant dreams.
Morning, Miss Patton. Here's your mail.
Morning, son. Thank you. Come along back after school, and I'll give you a donut.
Thanks.
Morning, Miss Patton.
Oh, morning, Sheriff. Going on a trip?
No, going up to Green River Valley. All the cattlemen up there are fighting for water. There's the making of the biggest range war this country ever saw.
Green River Valley.
Welcome back to SCV In the Movies. Now, Bill, what's the deal with the cabin and the big oak tree?
Well, the cabin for sure is Walker Cabin, located in what is now the Placerita Nature Center here in the valley. It was built in 1920 by an early SCV homesteader named Frank Walker.
And the oak tree?
Well, the big one with the two trunks, I'm going to guess might be the Oak of the Golden Dream, which is where, in 1842, gold was first discovered in California by Francisco Lopez. That was 6 years before the Sutter's Mill gold rush that we all hear about in school. But I could be wrong, but I think that oak is the Oak of the Golden Dream because it's near Walker Cabin. Anyway, that's the story I'm sticking with.
Well, I'll buy it.
Now, EJ, I know the heroine in today's flick, Senora Martini, the one with that ridiculous accent, is played by an actress with ties to the studio where you work, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that was Lina Basquette, who, by the way, was born in San Mateo, California, so the accent was definitely faked.
And pretty badly.
And faked pretty badly, yes. Well, Lina has a really remarkable story, and actually a big history with talkies, with the birth of talkies, which it gets a little convoluted, but let me start you off with this. Lina herself, she was actually a great ballerina. That's what she really wanted to do with her life. Her mother, unfortunately, really wanted to push her into film, and she was kind of a stage mother who kind of tried to live off of her earnings. Well, she did go and make lots of films, and she caught the eye of Sam Warner of the Warner Brothers, one of the four brothers. Sam was the second youngest brother, rather. And he was also the most technologically innovative of the four brothers. He was the guy. Now, you got to understand, at the time, in the 20s, the Warner Brothers were a second-tier group of producers. They were not a big studio. They were on Poverty Row, literally. That's what the name of the area that they inhabited, because they were just living paycheck to paycheck. Well, Sam believed that if Warner Brothers was going to jump into the ranks of the big boys, they had to take a very big, bold gamble, and that gamble was sound films. Oh. Because remember, at this time, everything was a silent film.
Oh, right.
Well, shortly before he got the company to invest in sound, he saw Lina Basquette, and he married her. Lina, I think, was something like 20 at the time. Sam was 40, 41, right in there. But he was crazy about her, and anyway, Sam was devoting a lot of energy to making these first sound films, like The Jazz Singer, some of these other films that even some that were made up here. But The Jazz Singer, he was working so hard on this that he got an abscess tooth, and some other problems, and he died in what you can only call untimely death 24 hours before the debut of the jazz singer. So,
oh my gosh.
So the guy who's most responsible for bringing talkies to Hollywood didn't actually get to see it happen.
Oh,
he died
wow.
a day earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Lina was never really accepted by the Warner family, the rest of the Warner family, because she was Catholic. The Warners were Jewish. Lina and Sam had a daughter named Lina Basquette, who Harry Warner, Sam's brother and the president of Warner Brothers, adopted from Lina and raised as his daughter. Okay, Lina never really recovered from this. She got a settlement from the family, but she didn't recover. It broke her heart. Later on, she tried to get her daughter back, and there was all kinds of lawsuits, that kind of things.
Wow.
Went on for years. Lina really didn't recover. She was married, I believe, 8 times.
Wow.
Divorced 6. I think she outlived 2 of the husbands, but she ended up having a pretty rugged life. But she did become a champion dog breeder at the end of her life. Yeah, I get a lot of this from Harry's granddaughter, Cass Warner, who's a friend of mine.
You're kidding.
And
Cool.
and she was able to meet Lina. I believe Lina died about 20 years ago, and she was able to meet Lina and interview her for a documentary she made.
Wow, and then you got to interview Cass.
That's right.
We have the inside scoop here, folks. This is pretty cool. Well, it sounds like her later life turned out not much better than Hoot's, sadly.
Yeah, and little did they know it back in 1931 when they made our movie. But let's go back to the good old days for our stars in the Hard Hombre here on SCV in the Movies.
Been here half an hour now.
I know, Al.
Hard Hombre, what does he want?
Oh, I don't know.
That word he wants to see everybody pronto. Move on. Listen, you all. We're going to settle that range situation this afternoon over at the schoolhouse. I'm ordering every one of you men that have any range rights in that valley to attend. And leave your gun outside. Any objections? That's all for now. Say, when did you fellows start taking orders from that stuffed shirt?
That's loud. That's the Hard Hombre.
Hard Hombre nothing. That's Peaceful Pat.
You're wrong. Peaceful Patton's just an alias he uses when he's hiding out.
If you men will give me enough range for my few cattle, I'll run him out of this valley for you.
It's a deal.
Right. So you're the Hard Hombre, eh? Yeah, I'm the Hard Hombre. You're a liar. And what are you going to do about it? Well, I guess I'll have to kill you. You better think it over, Peaceful Patton. I'll give you till noon to get out of here. If you don't dust out of here by then, I'll be looking for you. And I'll shoot on sight.
He got away with it.
That ain't the Hard Hombre. We've been buffaloed.
Well, I ain't gonna wait till this afternoon and let Abe get all the satisfaction. I'll get a rope. Say, listen, fellas, I'll tell you what we'll do. Look.
That's the man.
I heard you was around this country. I ought to kill you, and I would if you was any use to me dead.
Sir, what are you driving at?
You know what I'm driving at. You may be a hard hombre, all right, but you're going to keep your promise and marry my little sister. And you better think twice before you say no.
Oh, I wasn't going to turn down the opportunity, partner. I was just going to suggest that we adjourn to some place and talk in private.
That suits me. Did you see that? This is far enough.
Now, wait a minute. It's against my principles to fight.
You should have remembered your principles when you met my sister.
Now, wait a minute. I'm...
He is the hard hombre.
Put that fella in his buggy. Get in and get out of this valley. If you ever show up around here again, I won't let you off so easy.
You big brute!
Come in the house. And be quick about it.
Come on, boy, come on. This fella stop growing, I'm telling you. Yeah.
That was a tough job.
How did you do it?
You're always trying to find out how I do things. Huh. Time to go out and shoot it out with that guy.
William! I don't want you to be cute.
Thanks. You're the first person I've met so far that didn't want to see the hard hombre killed. I'll remember that after the shooting.
Oh, Bill.
Well, I'll go over to the schoolhouse now, men. Go on, senora. Ah, you carry two of them, huh? Ah, I missed out. Hello, man. The first and only meeting of the Green River Cattle Association will now come to order.
I'm telling you, I'm not...
Do you hear me, Barlow?
All right, Mr. Chairman.
Now, here's the valley. Here's all the worthwhile sections it can be cut up into. There being no objections from the map committee, the next thing will be to divide it up amongst those interested.
But who gets which?
Regarding that, I'm going to be guided by the golden rule. Ladies first. Senora Martinis, come up and take your pick.
But I don't know which to pick.
Me being the chairman, I can't advise you. But I did notice the section that had the best bottomland. There's an agreement whereby you guarantee keep your stock on your own range. Sign here. Right there, please.
You folks seen anything of William Penn Patton?
Never heard.
He might be down at the schoolhouse. The Hard Hombre's holding a meeting there. Thank you.
Sign here, partner.
We was the first ones here. We'd ought to got more.
But Barlow, it ain't my fault if you was unlucky on the draw. Are you looking for trouble with me?
William Penn Patton, you come right home with me.
Peaceful Pat.
There ain't no sign of him around here, Barlow.
He plumb disappeared.
Let's go.
Who you running from?
Me running?
Yes, you.
Oh, it couldn't have been me.
What was them fellas chasing you for then?
Oh, what? Yeah, we made a bet. I bet they couldn't find me.
Get on your horse.
Where you taking me?
I'm taking you back to collect your bet. What you looking at?
Do you always do things left-handed?
Yeah, and I'm sensitive about it.
So am I. I'm left-handed, too.
Oh, you are you? I came up here looking for a left-handed waddy that resembles me.
Nah, I don't think there's any resemblance. You're a lot better looking than I am.
Never mind that. Get going.
You think you'll have use to that? I'm hoping they bring him back here.
So you're the widow Martini. I should have known better than to let my boy go to work for a woman as pretty as you. Now see what's happened. Making him pretend that he's a bad man. Getting him into trouble for the first time in his life.
He was getting away with it until you tried to take care of him. Now if anything happens, you'll be to blame.
Why? They won't do anything to him now. They know he's not the hard hombre, will they?
They'll do everything they were afraid to do when they thought he was the hard hombre.
Well, if he gets out of this safely, I'll never interfere in his affairs again. Never.
They're coming back. He must have gotten away.
Maybe they shot him.
Where's my boy?
I don't know, ma'am. Last we seen, he was going like a bat.
Ain't that him coming over there now?
That's him, all right.
Howdy, miss. I seen you fellas out trying to round up this waddy, so I brought him in. What's he done?
Beat us all out of our rights on this range. That's all. Who are you?
Did you ever hear of the Hard Hombre?
I suppose you came up here to get your hands on the man that's been trading on your reputation.
Yeah. Have I got him?
You've got him.
And I'll take care of him, too.
I was going to see break loose.
Get down.
Yeah, but I was only just trying to have a little fun with the boys.
Get down.
No way, I was only having a little joke.
Don't you point that gun at my boy. It might go off.
I'll let go. Keep your hands off my mother. Two. That's three, Milk.
Yes, there's 3 more to come before I'll ever leave this place. 4.
2 more coming.
Move.
Oh, my poor boy. My poor boy. Get up.
apologize to my mother.
Wonder what became of them 2 shots you had left.
Come on out, all you men, and come with your hands in the air. Look what he done for Hard Hombre.
What's going on here? Can't you see? We're being persecuted by peaceful Patton.
I ain't trying to persecute nobody. I'm just trying to enforce a range agreement.
What agreement?
I have it. Here.
Say, that ain't legal. He forced us to sign it. I don't believe that, Barlow. Everybody knows that peaceful Patton wouldn't threaten any man.
I reckon you've saved your cattle, Senora. Too late for you to start back to town, Mother. You better come with us. I'll get you fixed up for the night.
The Hard Hombre. Who did this to him? Why, peaceful Patton. He wouldn't threaten any man.
So, the Hard Hombre's your boy.
No, my boy isn't the Hard Hombre.
Who is he?
My boy, the man that licked the Hard Hombre.
Why, William. Or Theo.
That's better.
Well, welcome back, folks.
I like that. Fun, lighthearted, and yet the plot wasn't obvious like so many B-Westerns. I think, honestly, this is my favorite Hoot Gibson movie.
Yeah, this is a fine one, and it was shot right here in the SCV.
Like so many great movies.
Well, that's what we aim to show here, and we invite you to come back and join us as we explore more movies and personalities with Santa Clarita connections right here on SCV in the Movies.